And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more just to be the man, to be the one who keeps you safe, keeps you warm, oh baby. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna be in the heat with somebody.
Remix.
Yeah, yeah. So we did that on the show as well. So I just combined them there. Oh,
Well, there
hello
you go.
there.
I counted it down. Is that a Moscow Mule?
This is a tequila something.
Oh, nice. Skylar,
Yeah.
it's good to see you, man.
You too, man. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I love your quarantine look.
Thank you.
I love what you're working right now.
I have yet to ever really see my curls fully realized, and this is like totally the time. This is.
I think as a society we need to all embrace that we're not getting haircuts. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you don't need to like let it flow, you know?
Yeah. It's all happening.
Yeah. I've got I want to toast to you. I've got a margarita.
Nice.
Keeping it kind of simple. I went with the classic Cuervo mix from Ralph's. Nothing too. It was Cinco de Mayo yesterday, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I have not stopped. Yes.
I'm a day late. It's Seis de Mayo.
It's Seis de Mayo for some. Yes.
Yes. I always like to do, and to everybody tuning in with us right now, welcome to Totally Normal Happy Hour. I always like to do just recognize the circumstances right now. Do our first toast to all the first responders, to all the medical professionals on the front lines, doctors, nurses, to all the people still showing up at the grocery store, drugstores, and to the teachers. It is Teacher Appreciation Week, so shout out to all the teachers out there, and cheers to you, Skylar.
Yes, cheers, and a special shout out to my sister Bria Lipstein, who is a teacher herself in New York. Yeah,
great.
I appreciate her very much.
I tell you, I have two kids, and we're homeschooling right now, and so I mean, not that I never did not appreciate teachers, but like,
sure,
it's my appreciation has gone through the roof.
Absolutely.
It's good to see you, man. This is our second time drinking together. Our first was, I don't know if you remember this. You came on my MTV show.
You were ahead of your time, my friend.
It was Chicken Wing Chat. This was
I know
4 hot ones. We talked about this at D23 recently. Yes.
Yes.
But you and your 21 and over co-stars, Miles Teller and Justin Chon.
That's right.
I remember feeling really bad because it was like, I think you guys had like the premiere the night before, and you were all clearly very hungover.
That was that was us. That was the three of us for sure.
That was the three of you. Yeah,
we were always hungover.
I was definitely trying to make you guys chug beers at like 11 o'clock in the morning.
That was the thing. So we were really encouraged to like practice what we preached in the movie, and it was a big party movie. For those of you who don't know, it's about turning 21. The writers of The Hangover. It was such a blast to film and to film a party movie at that. But like, so a lot of the interviews were like, so we're gonna do a little beer pong game, and you're like, yeah, I've played beer pong with like every YouTube person, but I loved yours. I mean,
oh, thanks, man.
I mean, we ate wings and we talked and we just chatted, and it was loose, and I remember we had a lot of fun on that one. And now like Hot Ones is just like the biggest thing ever. You were totally they stole your gimmick, man.
Little bitter about that one, but you know, neither here nor there. I swear, not all of my interview shows involve drinking. I swear.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the good ones. Just the good ones.
Exactly.
Are you still in touch with Miles and Justin?
Yeah, we talk all the time. Justin, I think, is quarantining abroad. Okay. And Miles, Miles is great. I mean, like, Miles is so busy. It's really interesting for a lot of people that have, like, never stopped since I've met them, and now we're all forced to stop. And, like, what that means. So it's been a very interesting time. I think people have to, like, reconnect with, like, what their lives are outside of their jobs and all of the just daily distractions.
Yeah. How are you coping with quarantining?
I'm doing okay. I mean, like, I was a slow start in the first week. Once the NBA was canceled, I was like, oh, this is going to be a minute then.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, well then I'll just like eat cereal for a full week and then not try to force any like creativity or like workout kick or diet kick. And it all kind of came from within, from a conversation I was having with this director about just, I don't know, pathos and life and music. And we were talking about my show. We talked about this one actor who was in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. We ended up talking about the song Pure Imagination. I ended up like humming it, and he's like, oh God, I love that sound on your voice. So I like, after I hung up with him, I like played it and I sent it to my family, and then they were like, you should like post that. And I posted some singing videos. And then it kind of like took on a life of its own because it came like piano therapy for me. And I lost a friend pretty early on, and everyone's lost someone or some extension of something has been, it's just, we're really being smacked in the face with reality right here.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it was really a form of therapy. And then that, I think the sentiment behind that personal piano therapy for me extended towards people, and people were feeling the vibe. And then now I've been doing this little series on my Instagram called Home Keys, and I don't know how long I'll do it, but I've been doing it consistently for about 2 months now.
Nice. That's cool. I gotta check it out. So piano therapy, you would recommend?
If you can, any instrument. I mean, I feel like right now music is what we have. We can still create music. Yeah. I just did a humongous shopping cart at Sweetwater, I think it is. It's like kind of a Guitar Center, Sam Goody type of spot where I got a lot of equipment. Like I'm gonna do a little home studio. I mean,
nice.
Gotta get a hobby, you know. But if singing's not your thing, if poetry or puzzles or anything, I mean, I think everyone is exploring that.
Let me ask you this: when is the last time you wore like real pants, like not sweatpants, like real pants, like jeans or khakis?
I did jeans a week ago when I went to Rite Aid. I had to get some toothpaste. I had to get some essentials, and I did not take them off. Oh, also, I mean, I've like dressed up for, you know, I've been doing like charitable readings and children's books. So it feels nice to throw on a little ensemble. And sometimes underwear is involved. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's jeans and no underwear. No one needs to know that. No one gets to see below what's happening. But it feels good to be intact. And yeah, jeans are nice. Jeans are familiar. I like jeans. I really. But these linen shorts aren't bad that I have stains all over.
Nice.
Also,
I mean, we are getting into shorts weather, which is nice. I think I've put on jeans once in the last 45 days. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
One of the most exciting days of my quarantine is when I got 3 new pairs of sweatpants in the mail. Right. I was like, I've never been so excited about sweatpants.
Retail therapy is definitely a thing. I've purchased some rollerblades. I've gotten sent some stuff from this great. Oh yeah, well I actually had an incident. I don't know if you know this.
No.
I'm finally healing up, but it's pretty much almost gone. But I mean, yeah, I messed up. Oh yeah, man. We go hard in the streets over here in Silver Lake. No, I just went down a crazy hill for no reason. It's an unpaved road that they don't pave because they don't want people to speed down it. Cars, that is. So I went down it like an idiot. Not to be daring, not to prove any point. I was by myself. But literally to like be lazy because I wanted to go to that part of the side of town so I can have more real estate to rollerblade. And instead of going around, I went down the big hill like an idiot and thought I'd take it slow, and it got the best of me, and I had to baseball slide out of the way.
Oh, man. Let me ask you this. What song would you say most accurately conveys how you're feeling right now? This is a segue. You can tell. More
by Lawrence is really good. But I don't know the lyrics to it, but it's just such a bop. It's such a good beat. And it's just like asking for more. There will be more. It's a really cool song.
There you go.
Cool. Yeah.
We got to talk some Zoeys.
Congrats please.
On the success of the show. Just wrapped up your first season on NBC and Hulu.
Yeah.
People seem to be really digging this. My mom, I can tell you, really digs it. She told me she watched all 12 episodes.
I love that.
She's a Zoey junkie. I was looking for an excuse to dig into it because I heard it was great, so I started to binge it this week. I stopped watching after Zoey gets crushed to death by the grand piano. I thought that was really dark. Really dark.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
No, but it's really fun. It's really funny. I love the musical numbers. I'm absolutely broken by the relationship between Jane and Peter in the show. It is good stuff, my friend. But tell us a little bit, like, you know, what that ride's been like for you so far.
It's been one of those things where I have like been doing this for long enough that I've had a couple successes. I've had a couple things I thought were going to be successful and didn't quite make it, and just I kind of have things that have been fully shelved, things that never got finished. And this one always from the get-go felt very special and almost like, God, it was really ours to mess up. And I thought that the concept could go either way because it could be corny, you know, kind of like What Women Want meets La La Land or whatever, which I never really thought it was, but that's like the crappy pitch of what our show actually is, which is a really personal story on top of really compelling characters and a cast that took the story even further than, you know, I don't even think Austin anticipated. And he met us halfway then with just writing for us as individuals. And anyway, I was kind of like the not curmudgeon of the cast, but always encouraging. However, like, okay, guys, but it's just a read through. I know everyone's saying it's the best read through they've ever been to, and everyone the Lionsgate, but it's just a read through. We got to do the thing. And so I feel like I was managing the younger cast a little bit. And okay, but the pilot got picked up, but guys, now we got to make a series. Like, you know, who the hell happens now? You know, and I felt that every step of the way, and now I'm fully on the ride. I mean, like through execution of the first season, and now just having it realized and having it now aired, I'm like, I just feel like every step of the way has just been kind of like getting to that next step of the relay race. And I just feel now we're soaring. Sky's the limit.
By the way, I'm glad I didn't go with my original setup, which was like, so this is kind of like what women want with music, right? Or what men want, the remix.
Totally.
No, it is. Yeah, on the very surface level, you can make that comparison. But once
Yeah,
you
of
start
course.
watching the show, you realize there's something much deeper going on.
Right.
As you mentioned, like you've been in this game long enough to have shows that have you've been on shows that have been big successes. You've been on shows that didn't make it past the pilot phase. Like
Right.
when did you know that this one was like catching its groove?
Oh, I think when we got to well, casting. Because I was the second person cast. The first person cast was Jane, of course. And then I got cast. And then when I heard like Mary Steenburgen, and I remember like Austin and I got close, like right from our first meeting. So now it's that fun thing where you're like, oh, who are they going to give the mom? Who are they going to give the dad? And then he's like texting me like Peter Gallagher for the dad. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, if he'll do it, like everyone that he mentioned, like he's like Lauren Graham for the boss. I was like, if you'd be so lucky, and they all said yes. And so truly, he got his first try on everyone. I was lucky enough. He told me that I was his first thing, and I guess if I responded, and I felt lucky enough to be asked without even an audition and just a meeting, then you know maybe Lauren and Mary felt that same way, and they were up for the challenge as well. So like yeah, I think that's when it started picking up steam. And then when we all were like in a room together, we all like had a very similar spirit, very like kind cast, not a single a-hole in the bunch. So it was
That's
like,
right.
oh, everyone's cool. And now like everyone's really talented and inspiring. And like everyone's changing the roles from what they were archetypally written as and cool. Or it was just a great cast. It's just a great cast. And like we all have so much love. It's so, I mean, we don't hide that either.
I'm seeing a lot. I'm seeing a lot of 500 miles comments here. Is this? Maybe I haven't gotten to this episode. Do you do the Proclaimers?
I do the Proclaimers, man. I definitely do.
What episode?
That is episode 6.
Okay.
I've done it so many.
Classic.
I've done it so many times on Instagram that people are gonna be like, "Oh, great, here he goes again." But I'll play a little.
People are asking for it.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just play a little bit.
Here it comes.
Moving slow. This is happy hour. When you
like
everyone's always, you know, I always do lives, and everyone's always like, "You drunk?" And I'm like, "No, I'm actually just a silly goose." Now I'm like, "No, I'm not drunk," but like now I have a very stiff drink.
We're getting
very stiff.
We'll get there.
We are totally getting there. Totally. Unapologetically, I have earned it. Okay.
It's coming, people.
Ha! I haven't sung today, actually. Ha! Sorry, I should have warned people for that.
What was that?
That's just like I haven't like sung. I haven't like made a noise really that loud today. Haven't like.
That's how you warm up your pipes?
In like a pinch. I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. And if I get drunk, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And when I grow old, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's growing old with you. And I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man, to be the one who keeps you safe, keeps you warm, oh baby. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I want to be in the heat with somebody.
Remix.
Yeah. So we did that on the show as well. So I just combined them there.
I love it. Thank you for that, man. That was great.
I know it's happy hour, but my voice is actually still waking up. I'll probably do something by the fire later, if anything. I might take a day off, actually.
I love that song, man. That song is timeless. I'll tell you a funny Proclaimer song. I'm a DJ, and one time I was DJing at a Scottish pub New Year's Eve, like right off of Times Square. It was just a money gig. It wasn't somewhere I necessarily wanted to DJ. They were paying a lot of money.
That's where we did our. That's like where we did our interview. Like wings.
Yes, it was. It was not that place. It was that was
like similar
in Hell's Kitchen. Yes, it was on.
I love that Irish and Scottish. I love that.
Yep. But they were like, so from 12 o'clock to 12:20, you can take a break. We're just going to put on some traditional, or I think they said we're going to put on some Scottish music. I thought they meant like traditional Scottish music.
Right, like bagpipes.
What goes on at midnight? Right. The Proclaimer.
Why not?
Scots love it too. The Scots love it too.
They reached out. They like the cover. We had some really. Nick Jonas tweeted a John the other day. It's crazy. By the way, meeting Eminem's like a total child.
Happy hour, man. You don't have to apologize for anything.
The happiest hour.
Yes. I love it. I'm glad to know the Proclaimers are still. Are they still in the biz? Are they still making music?
They're on Twitter.
Yeah. All right. Good.
I'm so honored when anyone recognizes anything that we do. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
John Legend was it was like crazy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Feel very lucky.
You were talking about the supporting cast, and yes, I got to agree with you. Amazing supporting cast from Mary to Lauren. Peter Gallagher, like, is so good. Everybody talks about like Tom Hanks being America's dad, but like, I feel like he's got to be up there, right?
Dude, 100%. And by the way, I'm very good friends with his actual kids, Jamie and Catherine. And so, what an interesting vantage point that was. Catherine like sent a picture to me, like just like, oh, what the hell? Like, because there's a bunch of sad stuff that kind of happens towards the end of the season involving Peter, and she was just like, I was like, God, what must that be for you, being the actual daughter of the actual dad who is going through this difficult time? Anyway, crazy. But yeah, between Sandy Cohen and now Mitch Clark, man, Mitch Clark is a real dude. I just went full Morpheus and went blue.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the change up, the mid-interview change up. I like it. Little eye wardrobe change.
A little cool down.
Also, I mean, great to see. I don't think I've ever seen Peter like sing and dance like he does on the show.
He is amazing.
Nice.
I'm in awe of him.
Surprise.
I'm in awe of that man. I used to listen to his soundtrack of Guys and Dolls. He was actually in one of the best revivals. Lauren Graham was actually in another amazing revival too, but the one that I used to listen to because I was doing it in high school was him and Nathan Lane and Faith Prince. And so he was my Sky Masterson that I like listened to Luck Be a Lady when I was like trying to like learn my part for like my high school musical. And so we have that Sky Masterson connection. So he always calls me, hey, Sky Masterson. But like Peter is it's so funny because there's like Sandy Cohen, who's just like a babe, great dad. And then there's Mitch, who's just like, man, just the warmest, most amazing, tragic dad. Mm-hmm. Then there's just like Peter, who's just the most charismatic, warm-hearted, gentle, powerful, talented dude. I mean, and I can really gush like that for the whole cast. If you compiled my lives over the past hiatus and quarantine, you would see that I have profound love for each one of the cast members and the crew and the team. We all feel that way, so it's cool. We like really want to come back and make the show. It doesn't feel like we're selling it. We just like we want to do it on a personal level.
We got to talk about Jane too. Obviously, the chemistry between you two is so important. Like, tell us about working with her.
Oh my God, I love her. I miss her a lot. We have. I don't know. She went on a couple interviews recently and saying like that I'm like a really good person to like talk crap with, and I know what she means. But like we poke each other in a way that makes each other kind of laugh in a very explosive, guttural way. We had that from day one. So it's really helpful before takes to take the piss out of her a little bit, depending on the scene. Mm-hmm. Also, I have like a tremendous amount of respect for her. So I've actually never met an actress who cares so much in such a good way. I met a lot of actors and actresses that care so much that they're almost tortured by what they're doing. Jane is like the perfect dosage of like obsessed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She's really cares, and she doesn't tell a lie for that reason. Really, but she's not protective like so many actors are. Like so many actors like will be so afraid to like make a bold choice and make a really raw choice or an unexpected choice because or God forbid, they hand that to the editor and it's not a good take. But Jane's like not afraid to make a mistake, which is why I think she'd be incredible on stage as well.
We're gonna start folding in some questions from these guys who are tuning in. I saw a fun one. Are you the turtle on Masked Singer? I guess you couldn't tell
I can't
before.
tell. Yeah, I'm under contract to not tell, even if I wasn't.
So he's saying there's a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I assume. Okay, I'm sure you're doing a lot of interviews for this show. I mean, how many times are people asking you what's on your playlist? Is that just like every
A
interview?
lot of people, so many. And I would have to get out of. Oh, I could get on my laptop, but I've posted playlists on
Yeah.
Spotify.
Well,
But Khalid is always great. Listen to like a lot of R&B. Yeah, Julia Michaels. Oh, I listened to Maggie Rogers a lot yesterday. That was nice. I mean, but everyone loves. And Casey Musgraves. But you know, like who doesn't love? Didn't she win the album of the year? It's like that's not the most original. Yeah, we'll do better stuff.
It's kind of a silly question because like I think everyone has multiple playlists, right? Like you don't.
I have so many.
You don't have one playlist. Like if
Right.
you had one playlist, it would just be your library.
Right.
Basically.
And the thing is, yes, and the thing is, that's what I would do. I've done phone interviews and things where I'll be like literally on the phone. I'll be like, let me just look. I'll be like, oh, you know, and that's how I answer that question. But I'm not like I can't just off the cuff it unless if there's something I was just listening to right before this interview, and I was too busy making this thing.
We're getting some references to squirrels on here.
Yes, the
What's
squirrel
that about?
babies. So I have squirrels in my tree, and they're just like kind of like a total couple, and they're just like a hilarious Max and Charlie, and they're so funny. But they come like more towards the morning time. Right now, they make their rounds. They have like a little circuit,
Yeah.
but they sleep here and they wake up here.
Nice. Did you change sunglasses again?
I've done a lot of things. There was one point where I had them both on at the same time. It's really for myself. I'm entertaining myself. The vantage point is great, but also
ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah. It's also an Easter egg for the people watching. Like, you see.
Yes. This one might be risque because I don't know what BJ they refer to. Favorite BJ song, is that an artist or
Billy Joel? Billy Joel.
Thank you. I thought I was sick.
No, they meant my favorite song to get a Billy Joel too. I would say it has to, like, for my heart soul, has to be New York State of Mind. I have like a lot of history with that song. Being from New York and having it be like my first audition song for my first professional workshop when I was 14 years old. Love Piano Man, sang that at my bar mitzvah before I ever even knew I would be singing in any sort of real capacity. Yeah, I could go on. She's Got a Way. This is the time. I love all of it.
You're from back east, like myself. Like how often do you get back there? I think you were born in New York, grew up in Rockland County.
Exactly.
Somebody was on media recently.
I try to go there. Every like 1 to 2 months. I mean, like there are times where I will be there 3 times a month. There are times I won't be there for like a few months. And there'll be times where I'll do a play there for like 6 weeks, and you know I get to have lunch with my mom a lot. You know, that's ideal. I think ideally I really want to have places on both coasts, but now especially it's just everything's at a bit of a freeze. I don't think anyone's like digging deep into pockets to make any investments like that. Yeah. So I'm just trying to stay safe, and like I can't wait to get back. I just can't wait to see them in a capacity. But I've been actually encouraging them when, of course, the dust settles and when everything is travel can happen. I was going to have them come out here. I just think it'd be a little bit more to breathe, a little bit more warm climate, and just like see the squirrels and the wildlife, and just get out of the city because it's a lot there.
Is your mom, like my mom, a big fan of the show?
Yeah, well, of course, yes. They watch every week. They get very excited, and she says she replays it sometimes when she's cooking. It's very
Nice.
nice
Nice.
in the kitchen.
I got a question here from somebody tuning in. What has been like your favorite remix to sing thus far on Zoey's?
Well, I guess now I can answer this really because they've all aired. Every time I answer this, I'm like, well, there's so many.
Right.
So I really loved the sequence I just did in the finale where it was All of Me by John Legend into Pitbull, I Know You Want Me. And that's because like the entire scene, the way like I can't even explain it if you haven't seen it. It's like a situation where it starts as a scene between two people just talking, and then like she learns something new about him, and then she starts to see him in a new light, and then they kiss for the first time, and it's like really magical. But since she hears people through song, he starts singing to her, so now it's like kind of funny, but it's kind of romantic. And then like she wakes him up, and now it's like a bedroom farce. It feels like a play. And
Mm-hmm.
then she tries to get me to think of something else, and now I sing a really sexy song, and now it's kind of like bedroom farce meets like Magic Mike. And then it's like straight up romance, like because we're now like actually making out, and then it's like drama because she finds out some really really intense news. And I'm sure that just sounds like a lot of random vague information to you if you haven't seen the episode, but like there's just a it's just a really cool sequence. And the thing is, it's long, and like Jane and I acted it full every time with the going straight into the music number, so it really felt like we were doing a full on Broadway musical on that set. And I think Jane and I gained a lot of like affinity for each other that day because it's just you go through something like that, you're like, wow, that's very different than normal things that we do, even on this abnormal show, or
Mm-hmm.
extraordinary, I should say, show.
Right. Yes. Well played. I mean, yeah, the show's like love for music comes through so strongly. You know,
Right.
as a music lover, I can really appreciate that. Do you guys get any input as like have you gotten any input into what you're performing, or is it basically just like you're given the numbers that you got to run with them?
I have the fortune of, well, Austin happens to know that my sister Brielle is like gifted with these kinds. She's really good at. I'll be like, Brielle, I need like a song for like someone just got broken up with, and but it can't be, and she'll just thread that needle and give me the perfect. She'll give me like a list of 5 songs. She's amazing. So she actually came up with Sucker and Bye Bye Bye. She helped me with
Oh
as
wow.
well because Austin opened it up to me and was like, "We have a template song. Is there if we could clear it? Is there anything you think you could just sound better on your voice?" And I think we had Pharrell's "Happy" for that song, "Bye Bye Bye," and I was like, I would like to point it more at Zoe because "Happy" is just like vaguely happy. "Bye Bye Bye" is like bye. So I think that that's better
Mm-hmm.
for the moment that is in that episode. And then yeah. I mean that's probably. And then there was "Sucker," which was actually maybe going to be "I Want You to Want Me," which is a song that Zoe ends up singing to Simon in episode 8. So we ended up like recycling his initial idea. But mostly I got to be honest. They tell me what I'm doing, it's perfect, and I just step up to the plate and record it and film it. It's really like it comes from such a real place. Like I trust them fully, and
Mm-hmm.
anytime that they've been able to collaborate with me, it's been pretty cool too.
Do you have like even just like a short list of like things that you want to sing on that show at some point?
Endless. I want to sing so much like Gaga and like Florence and the Machine and like Beyonce and everything. Adele, Sam Smith. I
Right.
would like to sing Khalid, Miguel. I just want to I want to wail. I also want to dance on the show too, like do like some pop dance kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Not like NSYNC pop dance, but like I see myself having a very like I don't know, weirdly artsy, expressive, like poppy, slight, like colorful dance. I don't know. I talked to Mandy about it. I don't even know, but that's the thing, and we never. That's like a mini seed I've planted just for fun, but because it takes its own shape, and of course, the story precedes everything, and then it all happens from there.
Who is Stan Clarkman? I'm seeing some references to Stan Clarkman.
Well, Stan Clarkman is my attorney. No, I'm kidding. Clarkman is the ship name for Zoe Clark and Max Richmond. So Clarkman is our name. And I know for a while I thought it was Zach's just because I wouldn't think to combine last names, Zoe and Max. But I think Clarkman is stand or preferred. I
Mm-hmm.
think. I mean, I'm not Gen Z. I've been in enough like things where I've had people ship me and stan. I think to stan something is like you prefer it, right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. No, you stand for it. Do you know the
I
the
stan.
origin of Stan? I didn't
No,
put those. I didn't
no.
put those two. I feel very old right now because I thought that was
Well,
like a man's
OTP is one
name.
true pairing.
I thought
Yeah,
that
that's
was a
like,
man's name, Stan Clarkman.
yeah. So you're
Stan,
older than me there. Yeah,
yeah, I am.
yeah.
Stan refers to originally refers to the Eminem song Stan. It's like you're a mega fan of.
Oh my God,
That
wow,
is
that
a
actually got way cooler.
right?
Yeah, because
Exactly.
I love that album. Yeah, I like had that CD. Okay,
Exactly.
well, great. Well, then, yeah, then people stand, people go
Yeah.
wild. They mega
Yeah.
fan out for like they prefer in a fan way Clarkman, which is me and
Yeah.
Zoey.
But shout out to Stan Clarkman if he is a real person out there.
Can you imagine? It's like they mentioned me, honey, honey,
I've gone viral.
honey.
Gone viral.
Forget the
The
chicken.
Clarkmans
Forget
are
the chicken.
here.
Forget it. I don't care. I don't care if you burn it. Look, people are mentioning me online. Stan Clarkman.
Yeah. Here's a question that
BDS.
came in.
Yeah.
Where besides New York do you want to go if you can travel post quarantine?
I love Greece. I love Mykonos. I love Europe. I would like to go there. I want to go to Brazil, to like a beach. Um, I don't know. I want to go everywhere. I want to go places that feel really like clean and serene. That
Mm-hmm.
sounds like kind of nice. Um, like a Maldives or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Maldives, is that what you say?
It's
I
like
don't
a
know.
really unpopulated beach somewhere.
Just a really unpopular, right? That's a thing. It's like, yeah, all those places that aren't like the cool hip, like everyone goes and it's the club. It's like, no,
But
not that. It's like the
yeah.
place that's like you know, maybe it's like you really save for the vacation because it's more private and that, so you feel like guiltless being in a place where you're like, okay, but at least I know when I'm there, I'm somewhat by myself in that experience. So some sort of island, or what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
Do you have a pet to show off?
A pet? No, I just have my
Uh,
squirrels and my birds.
oh,
Um,
I thought you were like bending down to pet something
no,
there.
I was just getting my AirPod that fell
Okay.
out.
I'll show you. I do a little. They sleep under my desk here, so I do a little show and tell for my kittens that we just got. So
Let me
this
see.
there's
Cute. Oh
little,
my God,
little
those
fluff,
paws.
and
Adorable.
here is little snowflake. All right, I'm sorry.
Snowflake.
So yeah, we're taking the name back.
Are they related?
They're brothers. Yeah,
Cute.
they're brothers.
Wow.
Sorry for waking you guys up. I just they it's become like a weekly tradition. I just show my kittens. I don't know why.
As you should. I don't know why we haven't seen them sooner.
Let me ask you this:
Yes.
as a big musical guy, where do you stand on Cats? Speaking of Cats,
Oh,
the movie
the
Cats.
the movie. I saw it in theaters.
Uh,
Um, you know, here's my take on that. Like, I would have been delighted to be in that movie when they was in pre-production and when they were casting it. And you hear on paper, you got Judi Dench, you got Ian McKellen, Rebel Wilson, all these people, Jason Derulo. If they would have offered me one of the cats, I would have been like, holy crap, I can't believe I'm playing that cat. And you go there and you rehearse, and I've been there where you're like, who knows what it's going to be? They're saying, we're all wearing these ping pong balls, and Andrew Lloyd Webber's in the room and made a speech. I mean, like, you don't know this. Like, you see the finished
yeah,
product, and it's like, ha ha, easy to laugh. But like, I talked to Rebel. Like,
on
she's like,
paper.
oh, on paper, and Rebel's
Yeah,
telling me straight up, like, and she takes the piss out of it. She mocked herself at the Oscars, so she's aware that the
yeah.
finished product wasn't what she initially maybe signed up for. So I'm not being necessarily diplomatic. I'm being like super cut, dry, honest. Probably taking the softball you lobbed, where I could easily just like talk easy crap about it. But like, truly, I would have been delighted to work with Taylor Swift and meet all these
Uh,
people and do all these things. And you hope and you pray that when it gets cut together, I remember Rebel was like taking it super seriously. She's like, yeah, we had to sing live on set. It was like Les Mis, like we were rigged to do it live. I know what that's like. That's super ambitious. But
well,
what's weird is that like they did this live sound with a very, very, very finished and produced almost Trolls 3D animation like CGI. So you have this like hyper produced visual with this really raw audio, and that's why everyone's like, this is so wonky.
mhm.
So I think it was just like a couple visions that just didn't blend, and like making a high concept thing, which I've been lucky enough to be a part of things that are not as big as Cats, of course, but like things that are definitely a blend of genres and could go either way, and we're heightening reality. I came onto a TV show where I was playing a character that another actor played, could have gone either way. You
Mhm.
know, you take that risk. So I can never blame those people for signing up to that project. And yes, the finished product is, you know, and you know what? It actually had moments, like, I think. I
It
was
did have
like,
moments.
oh my God, I know, I see what they were
Yeah.
going for there. And like I could see those actors on in their eyes in performance being like, wow, when we see this, it's gonna be like that moment where we're like tap dancing up a staircase. But unfortunately it just wasn't quite the staircase they were thinking they were tapping on.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
Like
no, I did not like it in the least, but that moment where Jennifer Hudson starts like belting out memories, like I'll admit it, I got a chill or two
yeah, I
from like
mean you
the 90s.
can't deny
I'll,
that she's
I'll
a
admit it.
compelling yeah. You
Yeah,
can't deny
yeah,
that Jennifer
yeah,
Hudson's a compelling performer, you know.
yeah. Cats has become a popular topic on this show. A couple weeks ago, we had
As
Tom
a
Middleditch on, and he is like a fervent. The commenters were bringing it up because he had posted something about watching Cats. People are like discovering it now during quarantine. So like Seth Rogen had like live tweeted it, but he apparently went online and like he is like a staunch defender of it.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, there's that side too. Like, by the way, like I'm aware of the drinking games, and there's like places in LA that you could go and you get like milk, but it's like spiked with like cinnamon, nutmeg, like whiskey. Like, there's
Sounds
trendy
delicious.
ways to like, yeah, there's the Rocky Horror Show version of viewing Cats for sure, and like
Yeah,
I'm very aware of that side of it as well too. So like, it is in many ways like amazing and kind of like a revelation, and like, look, entertaining is entertaining, and if half the movie
I've lost Skylar. I hope you guys can still see him. He's frozen on me. But I hope you guys all had a good time. I know I had a good time. Thank you for checking out Totally Normal Happy Hour. I'm sure Skylar would like to say goodbye to all of you. I'll say it for him. I'll say goodbye for me, for Yahoo Entertainment. Thank you guys.